Nintendo. More like bimbo. Am I right? Am I right? High five! That was my head, because I don't have any friends. Let's talk about pre-orders again. This is going to be a lot more laid back. I'm not going to be cutting it as much. I genuinely like to have a little more laid back content, but I've been chopping it up to get the information across, because there's just so much information every second. I have a whole thing of just controversies, a whole script, but I never really talked about it, and the time has passed. So let's talk about the Nintendo store really quick. Before pre-orders even went up last night, we got word that Japan, in Nintendo store alone online, got 2.2 million pre-orders, okay? They had to make a statement that they couldn't even begin to fulfill all of these. They couldn't even begin to. Basically, that they were going to have to do it in waves, and that they weren't going to be able to get them all out, and it's a disaster. So that wasn't a good way to start pre-order night, because everyone was like, wow, if that's happening there, imagine in the US. Well, we got an update on that. Nintendo has tweeted about, the US stores, that delivery by June 5th is not going to be guaranteed, which is fantastic. I can't even believe this is the life we're living in 2025. So if you do the whole Nintendo thing that I told you about, that whole complicated process in my last video, you're not even guaranteed to get your Switch by the launch day, which is like a little understandable. But now they're also saying the email that we're going to get by May 8th that will allow you to pre-order, so basically their own pre-order date, you might even get that after the Switch is released in June 5th. You might not even be able to pre-order through there even till after the actual system is in people's hands and their grubby little slimy. So that's fun. That's Nintendo for you. Let me tell you about my pre-order experience. It was really good. I had everything set up even the day before. I went on all my accounts. Like I said, Walmart, Target, Best Buy were all going to be doing their thing on 12 midnight. Got a blood test. Came back that my iron is really low. That's awesome. I was highly caffeinated and I was ready to go. I had my card info. I asked my mom for her Walmart account because you can't have multiple browsers open because they will all be connected. So if I have two Walmart browsers and try to add them in two different cards, it just doesn't work. So I had two different Walmart accounts, which one was my mom's. I had to get a phone verification code from her like 6 times. I have 3 monitors on my desktop. And then I have a laptop, and then I have my iPad mini, right? And my phone, of course. So I had everything up on my screen. I had Jake Randall live streaming. He had like all the information and up to date of how to do everything. So I started with Walmart because I wanted Walmart the most. Walmart was going to guarantee that I got my Switch on launch day before 9 a.m. At my doorstep. I'd be waking up. Well, I've been getting up early, but I'd get to the door at 8:45, whatever time, and it would be right there sitting just all beautiful and shiny. So Walmart.com right there. Pre-orders go live 12 midnight. I start doing what he said 20 seconds before. Start refreshing, but not too crazy. I got in the queue. I'm like, yes, I got this. But the thing about Walmart is their queue is weird. And apparently you just get thrown into a randomized number. It's not like first come, first serve. If I get in quicker, I'm going to be in like sooner than the other people. No, it's just like you could have been 300th, you could have been 3000th, you could be first. So while that's queuing, I had another page open with Mario Kart World. That one immediately said sold out. And I was about to I was like, darn it, I can't spend $80 on a game. This sucks. But guess what? I persisted and I refreshed once and it was there. So I went through and I paid for it and I was like, this is gonna be so easy. Little did I know this was gonna be the worst night of my life. So while I'm in queue at Walmart and I got Mario Kart 8 in the bag. No, it's not Mario Kart 8, it's Mario Kart World. I don't know what I'm talking about. Mario Kart 8 was $60 and that was worth it, but now it's Mario Kart. What I did was I went to Best Buy, was gonna get in the queue in there and then have, double the chances just in case. Didn't want Best Buy that much. It was a good other option, okay? What happens? Crickets. Insert cricket clip here. Okay. Well, so Target's browser completely just shut itself down. Just absolutely, there was no way to, it was completely black. So I used the app and I'm used to this with Pokemon cards. You kind of just have to force your way in, and if it says there's too much traffic or whatever, you just keep pressing buy now and eventually you'll get in. So I got to the end. I got to the point where you double click your phone for Apple Pay and scan your face and it will let you through, but I hesitated. I hesitated for 1 second because I look at Walmart. And by this time, I also had it on my mom's account. Both were in queue. So I had 2 separate accounts in queue ready, and whichever one was going to accept it, I was going to pay. I just want one Switch. So I was looking at both, and I'm like, I really want Walmart. Let me just have faith. Let me just believe for once. And honestly, that was the dumbest thing I could have done. So I hesitated. And then my friend Michelle, we were talking about pre-ordering Switches. She's like, I got it. And I was like, awesome. Where'd you get it from? And she said, Target. And I said, oh, I could have, and I took screenshots and like, I could have had it. I just wanted this proof that I could have had it. And she's like, just do it. You don't want to mess around. And I knew that. I knew pre-orders are bad. I know they're hard to get, okay? I spent like 3 weeks trying to get Pokemon, 101 cards, but I hesitated. And for the next 15 minutes, I regretted it. And then I'm like, okay, here's the deal. If I'm able to get back to that page to play, because what? If I'm able to get back to that page to pay, I forgot how to say that word, I will do it, and I'm promising myself that. I spammed that for so long. I got to the page to pay, and guess what happened? Right when I was double-clicking the muscle memory, I did 1.5, and as soon as my thumb was about to slam down on that button one more time for Apple Pay, my screen started to flicker, the one with my mom's account for Walmart, in the queue, and it said redirecting, please do not refresh, and I'm like, hold on, wait, Target, and I stopped. I put my phone down. I watched it have a seizure for 1 second. It refreshed. Homepage. Cart 0. Nothing. So I regret everything. So at that point, I'm in despair. I'm melting in my seat, not from heat, but from... I almost had bars there. That was so cool. Meanwhile, I'm in a call with my friends Noel and Tim and Misty and Isaiah. I didn't need to name them all, but I did. Everyone say hi. By this point, I'm watching the live stream, and Jake Randall's like, oh my gosh, everyone, Walmart's working for people. Walmart's working. And I'm looking at him like, it's not working. It's not working for me, Jake. I'm getting nothing. I have nothing to show for it. And I was regretting it so bad because by that time, my brain was just thinking about like me in late July 2026. Where I'm still Switch 2-less, and I just regretting not pressing that button one more time. So what would happen is I'd get to Target checkout, and I'd be pressing the button, and it would do that stupid sound like, it would say failed, over and over again. I forgot to mention, 30 minutes into midnight, Best Buy finally started their pre-order stuff. I got into queue with 4 different devices. I had Best Buy queuing on my iPad, 2 different browsers on my PC, one on my laptop. I had 4 running. Now, after that whole thing happened, my mom's account, and it flickered and sent me back, I went back in a queue. But in my foolish haste, I accidentally put the bundle in my cart after I already bought the game. Heck no am I spending $500 plus $80. I just wanted the console by itself, but I was like, you know what? I'm desperate. I'll find a way to make this work. I'm praying there's a code in there that I can just sell or give to somebody, but I assume not because Switch also had something where it like applies it to your account, so it didn't matter. I was just, you know what? It doesn't matter. I just want to Switch too. Sitting there in despair, hands pulling out hair. Am I Dr. Seuss? I think I'm Dr. Seuss. And I hear this sweet angelic voice say,
I can pre-order.
Huh? I look over and I'm like, huh? I pull the screen over to my main screen. This beautiful man got into queue, got into the payment section, and was able to let me put in my information and secure me a Switch 2. Put my address.
Your address, yeah.
Yeah, see if it works. Oh my gosh, for my address. I don't know. I've been having the worst RNG ever. I've been playing a game called Blueprints.
The moon.
That's what Noel means in Latin. Moon.
Wait, does it?
No. Him and I have been dual playing it, so he's playing it and I'm playing it. We're kind of sharing like tips and tricks and secrets. It's really been fun. The same thing's been happening. He's been getting these like insane runs. He's a gamer. I've just been hitting wall after wall after wall, and that's what happened tonight. Art mirrors life, or whatever the heck that saying is. But we did it! We got a Switch 2, baby! I wish everyone could get a Switch 2. I'm really sad because I want to experience this with my friends and family, and I want to like have fun. I'm excited I have it, but it's like bittersweet in a way. And it's also bittersweet because if it was like $300, I would feel less guilty about recommending it, even though I don't feel like 450 is too bad for what it is. But man, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. I can't wait to play $80 Mario Kart. Now, just to wrap this up nicely, we'll talk about GameStop, what happened there. GameStop was obviously my last option because Nintendo did this whole debacle with their online store, so that was out of the question. But this morning, as of recording, GameStop was completely broken. Apparently, 20 minutes before the launch on 11 a.m., people were able to get it through the app, and then it just stopped. Like, that is horrible. I feel so bad for people. Actually, I feel great for the people that got it. And then when 11 hit, nothing for like 40 minutes, I think. It was a long time. And then finally people were kind of getting into it. I was just trying to see if like I could see what was happening. I tried to get it to the pre-order page just to see what was happening because I was curious. And it just kept going bad gateway, and then completely shut down where there was nothing on the screen. And then finally people were able to get a couple. People that went in store, I heard, were getting way luckier. They were like lining up. There was way more in stock. They had like everything was neat and tidy. They had lists with like check off stuff, like check off what you needed, check off what you wanted. So when you get there, it's seamless. Apple did this actually when they had like the iPad launch and stuff a long time ago. I remember it was very nice and neat. But man, what a debacle. And Target, I completely forgot. Target started canceling people's orders. So people that were like, okay, I got it secured, I can rest easy, they were like, nah, their orders canceled. That's so sad. So I'm just praying that everything goes well because, like I said, we did do this, and Tim does live in California, so I'm not sure if it's like based around where you live, but we put my address, everything seemed fine. I mean, if not, it's not the end of the world, it's just a Switch 2, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm super excited. Now we just wait for the GameCube controller, that's gonna be fun. I don't know what it is, but it's 2025, and no matter how many of these we've gone through, the PS5 debacle, the Wii debacle, there's so many debacles going on, and they never seem to be able to fix it. None of these websites can handle the traffic, but I will say this is like unprecedented. I've been hearing that this is one of the biggest launches in the history of gaming, maybe. I don't know if I'm making that up, but it's pretty big for the amount of people that have been complaining and saying this thing is too expensive, or Mario Kart, we're gonna boycott it and lower the price. You know, all those people whining about it, which to be fair, I did, but I'm not whining about it in the same way. I hate it, but I'm gonna do it. And I don't want $80 games, but you know, apparently it didn't matter. People still want this stuff. And I'm shocked because the Switch 2 is like, for the layman and for the normal, like normies, it's gonna just look like a bigger Switch. And they don't understand that it's kind of a whole new thing because it's not even using Switch 1 hardware. That's why it's emulating Switch 1 games. But anyways, there's much more controversies to come. I mean, we just got word that Hogwarts Legacy and Shadow X Sonic, whatever generations, those aren't gonna have upgrades, so you have to actually buy the game all over again. And then we have this whole game key card and all this. Oh my gosh, it's really hard to be a Nintendo fan. You know, life's good. Life is good. Anyways, love you, bye.